What's going on with all my money motivated stars? I want to talk about the meta quest, you know what I mean? I talked about the metaverse and things like this, I think in like 2021, if I'm not mistaken, you know what I mean? About, you know what I'm saying, being able to put on the goggles and being able to interact with people. Now I want to talk about that again because I actually talked to somebody who has the meta quest, you know what I mean? And it was crazy, like everything that I told y'all and everything we really know about certain things, you know how you know about something, but when you actually see it or you hear about it, like somebody actually doing it, it just blow your mind all over again. But he was just telling me, you know what I mean? He was a well-rounded guy, you know what I'm saying? Well-rounded fellow, because he was a person who was, you know what I mean, able to communicate, you know what I mean, out in public and through that thing. So I was just asking him basically how did it work, you know what I mean? Even though I knew how it worked, I just wanted to see like what was his experience with it. He was like, man, it's cool. He was like, you can go to like bars, you can go to games on Facebook that's free, you know what I mean? I think a lot of the games on Facebook are free, you know what I mean? He was like, you can go places and talk about politics, and he was like, he meet up with like a group of 20 people like every weekend on his headset, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm asking crazy questions I already know, like real people. He was like, yeah, like we have conversations and we go bowling, you know what I mean? It was just free. It was just, you know what I'm saying? It was blowing my mind all over again because like you see this stuff, you research it, you watch the videos on it, even I come back and report on it and tell y'all about it, but actually run into somebody who actually got on it, because you know people who in my close life, you know what I mean, which my circle is very small, you know what I mean, they don't have things like that. But it's just certain situations put me in certain predicaments where I talk to people who may have done something that I said in the video, you know what I mean, or is planning on doing it. But it was just blowing my mind, you know what I mean, how he was saying how they were interacting, and like he met some real cool friends on there, you know what I mean, like it's crazy that you can meet like lifetime partners and friends, you know what I mean, because we took it like it ain't like we weren't already doing it, you know what I mean. It's plenty of us. We done met people on Facebook, we done met people off, you know what I mean, Instagram, you know what I mean. But it's like you taking it a step further, going into that universe, you know what I mean. It's like we going into that portal of Facebook with the meta quest, you know what I mean. They might come out with something for Instagram, you know. It's like you going into that site. So that's all about the transhumanism thing I was saying, like how they want to put your consciousness on a disc and put it in a computer, you know what I mean. That's gonna be the next step of what people's gonna be actually doing. It went from going out, it went from the second phase was actually being on Facebook, social media, you know what I'm saying, letting them help us build a relationship with the app, you know what I mean. That's why people say, I don't like Instagram, I love Facebook, I hate Facebook, I love Instagram. It's about what relationship you build with certain social media, you know what I mean. So they wanted you to, this second phase, to build a relationship with it, play games on it, and then build a headset that you can actually go into the game, you know what I mean, actually go into the social site, you know what I mean, and interact with people that way, not just typing and video chatting or calling on the phone. You can actually make an avatar, put on some glasses, and go talk to that person and meet out, you know what I mean, and not have to ask. You really, hold on, money. You can save some money doing that, you know what I'm saying, go bowling, you know what I mean. But nah, on the serious side, that's gonna, like, for people mid-age, like 30s and up, you know what I mean, probably 20s, because I ain't gonna really put an age limit on it, because it's a lot of the youth that's tapped in. I ain't gonna lie, I done met a lot of younger adults that's really tapped in, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna say the majority, I'm gonna say like 10% of them that's tapped in, you know what I mean. I'm gonna say 20, but the rest of the 80%, man, they gonna grow up in the weird world, man. They not even gonna really know how to act when it comes to certain, you know what I mean, to getting women, you know what I mean. And women, when they interact with men, it's gonna be so awkward, because people gonna be so used to interacting on social media, you know what I mean, interacting through goggles. It's crazy, you know what I mean, that the stuff that I spoke on and other people spoke on years ago it's actually, you know what I mean, it's crazy when it's actually being done. It's in your face, you know what I mean. Sometimes people like me need a reality check, you know what I mean, a wake up call again to let, you know what I'm saying, because waking up being conscious, you find out a lot of stuff. We all know this. You find out a lot of stuff, but a lot of that stuff really don't hit you until you actually see it, you know what I mean? Because we've been living in a make-believe world so long to when we actually start seeing the Matrix break and the Matrix actually do Matrix things, you know what I mean? It's mind-blowing, but it's crazy, man. That's why I advise people, because he was even telling me he ain't gonna let his kids have a phone to like 13 or 12, you know what I mean? And if he do give him a phone, it's gonna be like one of them old burners, you know what I mean? The one you just text and call, you know what I mean? Cause that's what I would do if I had children, you know. They're not getting no smartphone, you know what I mean? Because I didn't grow up with it, and I see how I move in my day-to-day life without that being there, and I like how I move in my day-to-day life without that being there, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll be a clout chaser for the internet, doing this and doing that just to build my platform, or you know what I mean? You never know how your life would have turned out if you were given certain things, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of people, it wasn't meant for them to come in this world, come in this life with abundance of money, you know what I mean? It probably would have damaged you psychologically, or it probably would have made you a better person. You never know, you know what I mean? So when it comes to it, yeah, my child probably could thrive off the internet, but either way, the other way around, they could, you know, it could be their demise, you know what I mean? But I would have to let my child choose at a certain age until my child brain develops, you know what I mean, more, until they can really understand the device and understand what the device triggers, you know what I mean? They need to know on a higher consciousness level of what they're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I would advise people, just, you know what I'm saying, put a limit on the tablets. You know, if you give your child a tablet, because I know adults need their free time. So, you know, if you give them the tablet, just give them a limit on it, because they will be on their tablet all day. Because the children I've seen that use the tablets, they will be on their tablet, not even looking at the battery. And when that junk die, they'll be so mad. Or when their tablet gets taken away from them, they'll have a whole temper tantrum. You know what I mean? Don't let your child get so connected to that device, because the childs who have temper tantrums off getting their device taken, those are the ones who gonna grow up in the future merging their consciousness with those devices, because they love those devices so much and they want to be those devices so much. So they gonna look at it like, okay, I couldn't have it when I was young, or I couldn't play the game as much as I wanted to when I was young. So now I'm finna merge my consciousness with this AI, you know what I mean? It sounds crazy and far-fetched, but you never know how your child is thinking when you've given them something that is a drug, you know what I mean? And they can't have that drug as much as they want until they, you know what I'm saying, get older. So when it comes down to it, man, just watch the technology. The metaverse is here. All this stuff is here already. The micro chips in the brain is here already, you know what I mean? Just don't fall victim to what they got to offer, you know what I mean? I don't care if they pay your rent for a whole year and say this is gonna benefit your health. Don't fall for the shenanigans, man. Cause out here, man, it's a fight for your avatar, you know, your soul, you know. So when it comes down to it, man, y'all make sure y'all give this video a like if y'all like the content, man. Y'all be blessed on walking that smoke.